Hello and welcome back to this incredibly sunny room. I'm aware that the light on my left side is incredibly bright, but we're gonna deal with it because I have a selfie stick and a cell phone and nowhere to put it except for in between the couch cushions. And the couch is here, so this is what we've got. Update in the last few days. Expectations by Hayley Kiyoko came out. Praise be to Lesbian Jesus. In case you guys don't know, Hayley Kiyoko is an artist, like a singer. She writes super cool music. She's queer and she writes music about loving women. A lot of the songs on this album that were talking about love or romantic relationships were about women, which as a queer woman is, I think it's super cool because I can really see myself in a lot of her songs. I mean, I can see myself in other romantic songs, obviously, but you know, when the guy loves the girl loves the guy, he was a boy, she was a girl, can I make it any more obvious? Gets a little old, so having queer female artists singing queer female songs is pretty cool. If you haven't listened to Expectations yet, I encourage you to go listen to it and then come back and we can have a little chat about the album. Okay, so first we have a nice lyric-free piece, Expectations, which is just kind of chill, introduces you to the album. Then we have Feelings, which is one of the singles, and I love Feelings so much. Check out the music video because it was directed by Hayley and it is just beautiful, like the dancing and like the aesthetics of, yeah, I loved that music video. And I also just really like Feelings. Like I like the music and the beat, kind of like dancey, but also like the lyrics are honestly me. I over communicate and feel too much. I just complicate it when I say too much. I laugh about it, dream about that casual touch. Like, it's basically about how it's about feelings. Like, what else is it? Maybe my top song on the album, I'm not exactly sure, but it's definitely up there. The next, we have What I Need, featuring Kehlani, and this song is honestly, like, I just want it to play like the next time I go out with friends to dance on a Friday night, because honestly, it's just such a dancey, like, song. I love its, like, the vibe that it gives, and it's probably my favorite song on the album that wasn't released as a single. And then we have Sleepover, also a single, and also a highly relatable song. I don't like it as much as I like Feelings, but I mean, I really like it because it's about the straight girl crush, which, I mean, queer women, you feel me? Queer men probably feel that too. I'm not a queer man, so. But yeah, like that feeling when you have a crush on someone who's just like, oh man, I love you too, like best buds forever, like, oh, you're beautiful as well, and you're like, I was flirting with you. And also it's like, at least I got you in my head, which I think is significant because I feel like we get songs that talk about men wanting women, but very rarely do we get songs about women wanting women, and like, I've got you in my head, like she's imagining all these things. So then we have one of the heavier pieces, Mercy and Gatekeeper. Out of those kind of two, they both kind of are saying similar things, but I think Mercy stood out to me more. It's like the meat of the song, and I think it's just because it's like slower, I picked up on the lyrics faster. But then I like listened to Gatekeeper again and I was like, oh, this has like basically similar vibes. And apparently this song was written about Hayley's post-concussion syndrome. When I was listening to Mercy, I just heard me. Like, it was a song about depression, and it kind of is, but I think that no matter who you are, when you listen to it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that really hard time in my life. And I think that there's just a lot of ways that you could look at the chorus about just wanting to bang your head until you start to fly. Like, there's so many things that I think that could mean, and like you just want to fly away from it all. Or like I saw an interpretation like this like struggle over and over again until you reach success. And so I think that Mercy and Gatekeeper is very powerful. And then we have Under the Blue, Take Me In, which is kind of about success and celebrity and like the music industry and like playing the game and all that. And it is pretty good, but I don't have a lot to say about it. It's probably lower on my list of favorite songs on the album, but that doesn't mean I didn't like it. I mean, it's Hayley, like it's still a good song. And with Hayley, she's just so self-conscious and like, not self-conscious, self-aware. That's what I'm looking for. So with Hayley, she's just so self-aware and like, yeah, she's in the music industry, but like as you see with Palm Dreams, which is the third to last song on the album, which I'm going to talk about now because they're kind of similar. Palm Dreams is kind of talking about California and the journey to stardom. I'll Hang Around Until You Want Me, which then turns into I'll Hang Around Until You Break Me, and how the palms see everything. And just other lines like that. I mean, I think everyone appreciates an honest take on celebrity status and an honest take on Hollywood and LA and California and all that jazz, and this is a pretty darn honest take. But it's still what she's fighting for, and it's still what she wants. It's just a really astute song. So after Under the Blue and Take Me In, we have Curious, which is a bop. Also a single from the album, and I just love it. It's so dancey and it's just got a good energy to it, and like it's talking about like sexy stuff like Did You Let Him Touch You the Way I Used To. The music video, like the dancing, it's good, and it's just about being like, no, you need to treat me right. And then we have XX, which is just kind of like a little chill musical interlude that's just kind of calms you down. It's like, it's nice. And then we have Wanna Be Missed. I really like the rhythm, something about it, the tempo and the rhythm of it, and it's just about wanting to be loved and wanting to be wanted, and so like who can't relate to a song like that? And then I really like He'll Never Love You, which is basically kind of telling the story of liking this girl and having been with this girl, but this girl is talking about how she wishes she could, but she just can't. She's with a guy, and it's basically being afraid to be queer or be visibly queer and being unable to be honest with yourself. And like being on the opposite side of that sucks. But like I also saw through the lyrics, why can't you just be honest with yourself? Like I understand that this can be really hard and really scary, and so it wasn't like she was beating up on this girl who was unable to bring herself to be honest. It was more like, hey, I like you, you like me, and that's okay. Then we have Palm Dreams, which I talked about, and then Molecules, which is another heavy song about loss, about missing someone. So that could be someone that has left your life, but the song was about grieving and about how everything feels strange because there's just molecules of that person left. There's just so much emotion in that song. My grandfather passed away at the end of February. Having just molecules left of someone every time I go home to visit, yeah, I feel that. And then we have Let It Be, which I think was also released as a single because I thought it was, but then Wikipedia says no, but then somebody else says yes, and I'm like, Let It Be is about like the struggle to end a relationship and just like leave it and move on. It has a super chill vibe. First time I listened to it, I was a little bit unsure about the melody of the verse, but like once it gets into the chorus, it's like, yeah, just let it be, Hayley. Overall, I really, really enjoyed this album. It felt like it was telling a story. Hayley tweeted saying, just listen to it from the beginning to the end because it's designed to be an experience. And oh honey, it is. Hayley's lyrics and her words all have meaning. Her voice is beautiful. The songs themselves all have something that I love about them, whether it's the melody or the beat or the rhythm or just like the feel of the songs. There's dancey songs, there's songs about romance, there's songs about struggles, there's songs about her life, and I think that there's just something for whatever mood you're in. I think that Hayley's just changing the world, and her music is so important for other queer women and queer people. I really like her. Watching her Instagram stories when her album dropped and seeing the billboards on Times Square, and she was just so excited because her dream was finally happening, and I was just so darn happy. So I give Hayley Kiyoko's Expectations 5 out of 5 gay Jesuses. Hashtag 20gayteen. Don't sleep on this album. Listen to it. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Even if you're like, pop isn't my thing, just try, just dabble a little bit. If you were looking for a critical view, you didn't find it here. I love her. Check out Hayley Kiyoko's Expectations. Freak out about it with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you around. Bye. Peanut? What are you doing? Oh, it's so nice out. And it's 5:30. Summer is on the way. Oh wow, that smells great. It's just like me. Yeah, my shirt's a really horrible pun. So what?